sure it's coming through. This is exciting. All right. Looks like we are live. Hey guys, welcome to the Success Spotlight. So happy to have you guys here. So I have a newbie on my Success Spotlight show, Sasha Figueroa. How you doing, sis?
I'm good. I'm excited. So excited. Yes. I watched these, so it's nice to now be on the other side.
Yes, it's really good to be. I'm trying to make sure I'm pointing at you in the right direction. Right. So those of you who don't know, my Success Spotlight show is where I'm featuring my clients who are currently inside of my Sales Success Academy program, whether inside my membership club or my private coaching program. And, you know, Sasha and I, we have sort of crossed paths. I believe it was like last October or November. I think it was around that time I started to see.
It's been some time.
I started to see your name pop up on my live stream. Yeah. And since then, you have actually opened my eyes to something that I've heard a little bit of in the past, but not really so much relevant, which is OBM, right? And a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of product service and course creators don't really have a lot of OBM. They're not looking at the real true benefit of OBM. So I wanted to have you on my show. This was like, I sort of like dropped this on Sasha's live a couple of days ago. I was like, girl, you want to be on my show on Wednesday? And she was like,
yeah.
How did you feel like when I inboxed you? Was like, girl, you need to be on my show.
I was super excited because I love everything that you do. One thing I've learned from you is, you know, to try to make people see you, and then it builds a trust, and that's what happened with you. So when you said that, I was like, this is legit. Okay, okay, this is gonna be good. I was like, yeah, but nervous or not, it didn't matter. I was gonna do it.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things I pointed out is that the majority of my audience have a business, whether they're product providers, service providers, or course creators, and all affiliate marketers, all kinds of stuff. So this is definitely a great space for you to show your presence on. And before we hopped on here, I did mention to you that I would love for you to come back on a consistent basis, because this is something that you and I are both going to sort of merge some stuff together, so that way you can even offer, you know, stuff to the clients that I work with on a consistent basis. Because OBM is amazing, and with everything that's going on right now, you know, people are going to need OBM. They're going to need OBM. So we're going to jump into some questions, and then I want to do some common myths about OBM, because as I was looking up online, I saw that there was a lot of common myths. We're going to talk about 4 of them. But for those of you who are watching, first let's have Sasha, if you could just introduce yourself and let everybody know who you are and what you do.
Well, as she said, my name is Sasha Figueroa. I am the CEO of Figueroa Virtual Services. I started as a VA and transitioned into an OBM because it's kind of a natural transition with that field. I actually work with service providers and coaches, some network marketing, but I haven't really touched into that section very much. And my whole goal and my whole purpose is to basically get business owners to work on their business and not in their business. So I give, if you know, not to sound so like over the top, but I give people their time back, their strength, their peace of mind, clarity, and in turn rockets their sales, you know, makes their business better. It kind of starts like, you got to start at the beginning. That's where I am.
That's right. And you fall into that prospect of scaling, you know.
Yes.
When we're thinking of adding you to our team, it's like you're now not just giving us our time back, but giving us the opportunity to work on other things. Because I started off, you know, working as, you know, offering products and then venturing off into coaching. And now, last year I got that event bug, where all of us who are course creators, we get that like, oh, I want to do my own events. I'm not doing. I'm tapped out of doing events with other people. I want to do my own. And you get so excited and everything. And so once I started to really host my own events, like that is a large amount of time that takes
Right.
away from the coaching and the marketing and this and that. And if you don't have that OBM entity in there, it does feel like you are just driving. You're the driver, you're the passenger, you're the person in the backseat, you're all these things. You get
Yep.
frustrated.
One bus and you're the only one. And you're like, okay, I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. I got to do that. And then next thing you know, you're crashing.
You're crashing. You crash. You definitely crash. And then another thing that's so important, especially for entrepreneurs, is that you miss opportunities.
Oh yeah.
You miss opportunities because people feel that people know you don't have time. They know those people out there who are like the ones that is going to, those opportunities out there that's going to level you up. People know like, oh, she probably don't got time to even do this radio show interview or this news station conversation. They know, they definitely know. And we got to set our businesses up for success all the time on the front end and on the back end. We always go all in on the front end with the marketing, social media, things like that. But the back end is we often forget, so I'm going to start off first with this very, very first question that I have for you, which is, what does OBM stand for, and why does online business owners need to take advantage of it now?
Okay, well, OBM stands for Online Business Manager. It's just, if we're looking at it in the sense of like a brick and mortar store, they're basically the store manager of that store. So my clients really, this is another a misconception. Everybody says, okay, well, I'm your client. No, your business is my client. I'm sure that your business is running properly.
Say that again, please. Can you say that one more time?
Yeah. The client is not my business. The client is not my client. Their business is my client.
Wow.
Yeah. My goal is to basically be an advocate for the business. What is the business needs? What does your company need? Not what do you need? Because a lot of times what you need and what your business need are two different things.
Yes.
So it's my spot to go in there and figure out what the business needs, and then what do you need to do to make the business work. So
that's deep.
Yeah,
that is deep. That alone is a misconception that you absolutely just broke down right there. Right. Absolutely broke down right there. So I love that you mentioned that. So, why does online businesses need to take advantage of this, the OBM right now?
Well, the main reason is because too many business owners are doing everything, as I said before. An OBM takes the reins and lets you actually go, get back to the passion, the focus, the whole reason you're in business in general. If you're not actually working your business the way it's supposed to, and you're not doing the whole vision and mission of your business, and you're doing busy work, or you're worrying about what what your contractor is doing, you're worrying about all this stuff in the back end. Where are you? They won't even know who's the CEO of the company. I see the company is Figueroa Virtual Services, but who owns the company? I don't know. I know that person works in the company, but who's the owner of the company? I don't know who's the face. And because of that, because you're doing so much busy work and you're not actually out there, the business is just gonna stay where it's at. So with an OBM, we take control of the business. It sounds big, but it is big.
It is big. It's serious.
The way our minds work, the way the organization and the way we see things, we take that off of your shoulders and let you do what your gift is, and we do what our gift is, which is basically taking your business and getting it out of its own head and organizing it and making sure that everything is running the way it's supposed to, so that way you don't have to. You're not having to worry about it on the back end. And people don't understand that you're not going to scale on your own. It's not
That's right. That's right. That's so true. And it's like, one of the things I've noticed, because I've been doing, I've been in this digital space for almost a decade, right? And it's kind of would be a huge relief to not be the person making a decision all the time. And those of you who've been in business and been involved in digital marketing for a long time, you know exactly what I mean. It's like you want sort of like that gatekeeper. I'm not talking about the VA aspect, is have somebody run certain sectors of your brand. So I have the Camel Success Network, And it is not just course curation. It's not just services. It's also now getting into cosmetics and getting into other things as well. So you can create this, this Camera Success Network will eventually have several streams of income under one name. But looking at it now, I'm like, okay, I can't handle all these companies and ventures I want to get into without having that OBM entity in my business. So that's something that you've actually helped me to realize, and it's just amazing. It's just amazing. So you answered that question.
You definitely can't. When most business owners, they're bottlenecking, and for those of you that don't understand that, I use the analogy of being a mom. In my house, we control everything. That's just how it is. The mom controls everything. You know where everything is. You know how everything runs. But it becomes a time where everybody has to come to you for every little thing. Every little thing. And you're like, hold on a second. Then you have to start teaching them. This is where your clothes go. This is what you have to do. This is the process to this. This is how this goes. So that way they can start taking responsibility for their own stuff. And you're not basically sitting here like, I mean, they have pictures of like moms, like cartoon moms where they have like everything in their hand. It's the same thing with a business owner.
Yeah.
Marketing, sales, communication. You're holding everything. And then
all of that stuff.
Right. And then here comes an opportunity. And guess what? You have no hands free to grasp that opportunity because you're like this. You're juggling everything. So with an OBM, we basically push you out of the way. And as those things are coming, we're like, nope, you don't need that, because I know as an OBM, I know your goals. I know what you're working towards. So I know this is not going to get you to where you're going. Of course, we work closely together, but before you even have a chance to touch it, I've already seen it. And I'm like, well,
exactly.
This is not going to benefit you. We're not going to talk about that right now. Let's focus on this.
Yeah.
I'm like, you get to be like, kind of like the blocker to the CEO.
Exactly.
So everything is not touching them. So I feel very grateful to be in that role for a business, because I get to be part of the birth and the growth of, multiple businesses, not just my own. So it's like people are like, okay, so you grew a business. Oh, I grew more than one business. I grew my business, and then I helped that person grow their business, and so on and so on. And I'm a part of it. I got a little sprinkle in it,
That's right. That's right. And that's huge, because, it allows you to really feel like you're a part of that growth. And that's just so amazing. So the next question is, why did you decided to operate in this space? Because you could have done anything. And I know for the past few months, you and I were talking behind the scenes on, like, you reached that fork in the road on, do you want to go this way or do you want to go this way? And you discovered that, OBM, I mean, you've always been doing it. That's
right.
Let's not take that away. But you wanted to really stick and stay in this OBM space, right? So what made you decide to say, I want to exclusively do OBM?
Well, I had to really write down everything that a VA does, everything that an OBM does, because I was doing OBM work for my clients and getting paid as a VA.
Absolutely.
So I was giving them the higher level, service, but I wasn't being paid for the high level services. So I had to think, out of everything I'm doing, what makes me feel the most gratification, and what do I feel like where I'm actually giving value and leaving a legacy that my name will be attached to something.
Yes.
A lot of people that I don't even think about, they call me up and they say, hey, can you help me with this? And then I wind up talking them through, okay, well, what's your goals? What are you trying to accomplish? What are your numbers? What is this? What is this? And over time, I realized that I love being a VA. Well, not that I love being a VA, I'm just good at being a VA. But it's not what I actually enjoy doing. I enjoy the planning, the strategizing, the coming up with the goals. I'm a dreamer. My brain is like always thinking upward and outward. So when people they're fogged, and they can't think of what they need to do next, or they don't know what they need to do next, I love to be the person there to say, hey, let's pull back this, this curtain, and let me show you the opportunities that are actually out there for you.
Yes.
And I enjoy being that person where, the planning and the how, and I want other people to implement. I'm not even going to lie. I have trouble implementing for myself. I'm not about to go here and be like, hey, let me show you how to, let me show you what you're doing wrong. No, I'm going to show you how it needs to be done.
Yeah.
What needs to be done, but you got to go do it. Like,
Exactly.
I don't want to be in that mix of doing it. I don't want to spend hours, and not saying that it's not important, because it is important. But I like setting the plan. I like getting them.
Sasha, I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I have to say that I'm absolutely proud to see how much you evolved in such a short period of time, how much clarity that you have gotten. You are absolutely a rock star. This is where, me as a coach, me as a mentor, feel so proud of what I do and why I wake up every morning and do this every single day. So what I'm gaining from everything that you're saying is that VAs help you with your systems, right? But you actually help with the infrastructure.
Yes.
And nowadays it's so important for us, including myself as an entrepreneur, to have that infrastructure, or else your business will crack like a domino effect. It will. I'm a mother of 4 kids. I'm pregnant now with my 5th child. Infrastructure is a 100%, 1000% need for me. Because one of the things I've written down, because I have like my year at a glance, and I know I give this to you guys inside the program, is that at the end of the year, I want to sort of like take off. I want to have this baby on October 19th, and I need to focus on buying a bigger home and doing things like that. And right now, my husband and I are in between which state we want to move to. So we sort of like right now, literally, I'm just being so honest, guys, because, my husband and I have been together now. Next week will make 20 years together, married and everything, a long time. I don't even have a gift to buy. Oh my God. I gotta think of, okay, like when you buy somebody after 20 years of being in a relationship, like, whoa. Long time, right? But it's like, we gotta sit down and say, hey, listen, where do you want to live? Because I want to live someplace where it's like warm, and because with 5 children, it's easy to travel when the weather's nice every day. Here in New York, oh my God, it's bipolar. Like, I was like, this weather's bipolar, So for me, why I say that is because there's a lot of women that are truly unstoppable and have multiple children. You have children, I have children, and we want to literally create memories for our kids, and have sort of like a castle of our own. You know what I'm saying? That our kids can grow up in, just like how I grew up. It was just Dr. Ray. She's on here. She was on my show on Monday. We talked about gardening and things like that, all the old school stuff. But going back to what I was saying, VAs help with your systems, but nobody talks about, you got to build your infrastructure early on.
Yeah.
You got to. It's not like an inside out thing. It's like an outside in.
People work backwards all the time. No. People always work backwards. Yes. They just want to hit the ground, which is awesome. We want you to hit the ground running, but you're gonna get to a point where you're gonna hit the wall. It's gonna happen.
Hit that wall, slam against it, crash.
It's gonna happen. And the thing with VAs and a design team and a graphics team, and the difference with an OBM is that if you don't have your systems organized, you don't even know what you're delegating to.
You don't know what you're delegating, and then you're the one talking to everybody.
Yeah,
it's like you're doing stuff as the middleman, and once somebody comes in, all the design stuff. Or I know this so well. That's why when you talk about this, I'm like, yes.
It's hard. And you think, and and this will kind of go into your misconceptions a little bit, is as business owners, we feel if we can't do everything, we're failing.
Oh my God.
If we can't do everything in our business, nobody could do it better than I can. And us women, we're the worst at that.
We're the worst.
Because I do that. I'm like, I don't need no help. Yes, I do. How right. I can do everything. I got this. I got everything. I know how to do it. No, stop. You can't do it all. You're not meant to. You have your gift. You have your focus. Let me do what I'm supposed to do.
Absolutely.
So you can do what you're supposed to do. Like, it seems simple, but people, it's like an open space that they don't know has to be filled. And then they fill it, or they speak to me, then they're like, oh, I didn't even know I needed you. Where have you been? I didn't even know that I needed you. I thought I just needed a VA. No, VAs do the work that you already figured out. You give them tasks. They just want your task. Give me what I need to do. And most VAs, not all, if you don't give them a task, they don't do anything. They're not proactive.
Yeah, they're not, because they're not inside your head. You know what I'm saying? You give them what they need. Exactly. And like yesterday I saw a post about this actor. His name is Mark. I can't. What's this? Whalingberg. I can't pronounce his last name. Whatever. But he actually posted his like day-to-day timeline. He talks about how he goes to bed at 7:30 p.m. at night. He wakes up at 2:30 a.m. and he put his whole schedule of what he does all the way from 2:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And so people ask in the comments, they're like, okay, so when do you work? Because this guy is practically a millionaire. He's like a amazing actor. And I was looking back and I'm like, people assume that they're going to get to the starting point to where he's at. And it doesn't happen like that, because if you're doing it in reverse, if he's obviously, you could tell he's already created that OBM infrastructure. Right. So where now he's working less time. He's sort of like popping in and out of meetings. And he has that where he literally spends an hour and a half a day just popping in and out of meetings. And then that's it. The rest of his day,
the ecosystem's already there.
Yeah. Read scripts, things like that. And the day is his own. So by 5:30, he's like chilling, playing, I forgot what type of football it is when you're watching on TV and it's like make-believe football or something like that. But yeah, and it's surprising me. Yeah, that one. And it's like I sit back and I get, me as an entrepreneur, I get that it's because he has that infrastructure, and people are so focused on systems, and not so much infrastructure. So before we move on to the next question, Dr. Ray's on. She asks, when is the optimal time to start with an OBM?
Well, you can't have, that's a great question. You can't have an OBM if you don't already have a team. Yeah. You don't hire an OBM first, because the purpose of an OBM is to manage your team, to make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing the right way at the right time. I told you that many times. Like, that's, if we're looking at it in a nutshell, it's my responsibility to make sure that everybody that you hire, that your money is being utilized, that your time, their time is being done, used properly, and that everything is being done on time. Like deadlines are everything. So unless you have a team already, an OBM, you're not ready for an OBM.
So what do you mean by team when you say the word?
It could be honestly, it could be a big team, it could be a small team. You can have a full-time virtual assistant and then hire an OBM. But a part-time VA, the amount that you're going to pay for a part-time VA to pay for an OBM it's not the right time. You have to be at a point where you can have, if I say to you, hey, this is what's going on in your company, you need to hire a design person, you need to hire, because it's not my job to do that. It's my job to make sure that based on what you're trying to accomplish in your business, you have all the help. And like you said, the structure, if we look at it like a tripod, you're the top of the tripod, you're the phone on the top. And if your legs are not in place, you're going to topple over. So if I tell you, hey, this leg right here, you need a content creator full-time based on what you're trying to accomplish. You have to then turn around and have the funds to invest in that content creator. Like people think that, when you have a VA, I can pay my VA $10 an hour or $5 an hour from the Philippines. Great. But if you're trying to scale, you can't just have that one person. So an OBM comes in after those are in place. Now, what you can do is you can actually hire an OBM and have an OBM help find the people that you need. But you still essentially have to have a team. There's no team, no OBM. We'll get the system situated, but then that's it. We'll have nothing left to do. We'll just be sitting there like, okay, now, So it's a continuous thing.
And I think that's great, because you guys will then actually help us how to use our teams effectively.
Right.
And communication is big in business. It really, really is. No one is, if you're doing this by yourself, you're not going to, communication has to be at 100%. It can't be no ball dropping, because guess what happens? It's a bad review for you as an entrepreneur, and it's just not good all the way around, right? You get overwhelmed, frustrated, and with the OBM, it's like brings in, and it's like it just increases that communication level and keeps that train moving. No matter what, because they're sort of like, like you mentioned at the top, and they're handling all that communicational stuff. Great, guys. If you have any questions, just ask. Great question. So, Dr. Ray also asks, if it's not quite time to start with an OBM, does Sasha offer a consulting business assessment? Do you offer something like that?
I actually do. And actually, this is what I just spoke to you about, because I get contacted by a lot of business owners that are not ready for an OBM, but at the same time, they don't know how they're supposed to get ready for an OBM.
Yes.
So that's why I started working on an extended product, which I'm actually very proud of, where I work with clients to find out their goals, 30-day goal, 60-day goal, 90-day goal, what your mission is, what your true mission is, what your end result is for the end of the year. And then we sit down and we come up with a plan. We take everything that you're doing now, and we throw away things that need to be thrown in the trash that are not working. And with me not being, with me having the business as my client and not you, there's no emotion in it. So I'm going to tell you, this is not working. You need to get rid of this. So I sit down with clients, and we go over everything. I have it set up for 3 sessions. We sit down, we basically brain dump everything, because there's a lot in our entrepreneurs. We got a lot going on in here. So I get to be the person where they dump it all out. We go over it. We talk about their goals. We talk about what they're trying to accomplish in 6 to 12 months. And then we come up with a plan. And I write out the whole plan at the end, and I hand it over to it's essentially working backwards, and I give them a business plan. But it's their business plan. I just took it and made it pretty. I just took all the scattered things that they're trying to accomplish and put it into one package, and I send that to them at the end, and they now know what they have to do, whether it's hiring a VA, whether it's hiring graphics, whether it's hiring a content creator. They now know what they have to do because they got that clarity. They're not sitting there, oh my goodness, how do I do this? How do I do this? Well, you hire me, and I come in, and I do it together, and at the end, you get a business plan, which is funny that it's happening after the fact, because you think that you have a business plan at the beginning, but that's what it is. It's a business plan. It's hard to see what needs to be done when you're on the inside. So that's why I get to come in, and I saw a lot of people and private clients as an OBM. It's a lot. So I wanted to be able to give everybody something, business owners that were at either the starting point or a little bit higher, a chance to get that clarity so they can be, at that level where they're paying high ticket and they're not even fazed by it. So I want to be that person that helps take them from point A to point C. I'm point B. And then, so that's why I'm actually glad that she asked that question, because I was just.
Yeah, it's a great question.
Yeah, I was just telling you, I'm like, I need to create something for the people that are not ready for an OBM. And I was like, oh, easy. I just got to scale it back. And it's kind of like what I just said, how if you don't have a team, my job is done. That's basically now what I'm offering people that are not ready for the OBM, is getting them situated, and then they have to move forward on their own. Because now it's time for them to get a team or work towards getting a team.
That's right. I like how you broke it down like that. And you broke it down to where it's easier for us to understand the value of OBM. And how I feel that this works so well with what I do, because I do sales, I do the sales strategy, and everything that I base my business on is on the conversion. So OBM actually helps with the conversion. I'm the behavioral side, like, take action, have tracking, have goals, this is what you need to do, income producing activity. And you fall into the whole behind the scenes, the team, the actual, like I just mentioned before, the whole infrastructure of your brand. Dr. Ray, that's a great question. I'm glad that you had asked that. And it brings us to our next question is, what type of online business owners should be looking into OBM now? I know you mentioned that, normally you don't work with network marketers, coaches, service providers and stuff is definitely your lane. But I know eventually what I've seen most network marketers do is they, like what I've done, I evolved into coaching. But yeah, explain like what some type of online businesses would get a lot of value from getting an OBM, hiring an OBM.
Well, I will say, like I said, service providers, when I say service provider, if they're course creators, coaches, because a lot goes into them being the face of the company.
Mm-hmm.
A lot goes into that. And I mean, they have clients, they're a coach. So you don't have time to be there 100% for your clients that are paying to be there for them and worry about what's happening on the back end or behind the scenes. Something so small as, somebody had an issue where a link is not working, and the VA needs to take care of it. You need to make sure that the VA is taking care of it. You need to make sure that the person who created your site, if you have somebody, is taking care of what they're supposed to be doing and not have to worry about it. You have to be there for your clients. So if you are at a point in your business where your main focus is your customers or your clients, like that's your focus, you care less about what's happening on the back end, even though it's so important, but you genuinely can care less. You're like, well, I just gotta be there for my clients. I need
exactly.
To if that's you, then you need me, because the back end that you're forgetting about, it's gonna come bite you in the butt soon. It's gonna get you. The biggest analogy that I love that was given to me is, if tomorrow 100 people came to your business and said, I want what you're providing right now, give it to me. And if they say, I want it, we would all love that.
Yes.
So if they came to you and said that, would you be able to actually support them?
And that's the get ready part of what you're saying. That's why there needs to be a conversation early on to get ready for that point where it will happen, where a large amount of traffic is going to start coming. Your business, if you're consistent in business, there's going to be a point where you peak, where you've been doing this for such and such a period of time, and all of a sudden you've gotten noticed and people are reaching out for
one thing, that click.
That one thing where you just set that curve, and then you're so right when you mentioned that once that happens, it's the upside and the downside. If you're not ready for that, you can lose a lot of great and awesome opportunities.
That's another thing that it's funny. There's so many misconceptions. People think that you have to have your business put together and organized before you hire somebody. And that's not the point. The point is to get you organized. I don't need to work with somebody who already has their stuff together. That's not what are they going to need me? If they have their stuff together, they might not know it, but they technically already have an OBM in that company. They might be titled VA. They might be titled tech person. Somebody's playing the role of a VA in that. They just don't know it. So people that come to me are people that are they need to stay in their lane. Basically, they have their thing that they're doing, and they know stuff has to be taken care of elsewhere, but that's not their thing. I don't want you to be a pro at my job. I'm a pro at my job. I need to be a pro at your job. Like, so if you know that you're trying to scale at all, and your customers and your clients are your focus, then you need to talk to an OBM or find out, what people you need to add to your team to eventually get to an OBM. That's the goal. I know it sounds kind of like, root myself up, but you need to get to a point in your business where you're doing so much revenue, which you have so much going on, that you need to hire somebody else to be there with you and to be there. That's the goal. So it's my goal. That's why I was like, well, how do I get people to get there, and then in turn need me to help them? What do I do? And that's why, what Dr. Ray asked, that's why I created that program, because I'm like, well, I need to get them to that place where they need an OBM first. I need businesses to the place where they actually need it. And somebody who, like you, who does sales, or somebody who's a VA, or somebody who's graphics, it's literally my position to get them ready to need to hire someone like you, because they just don't know. They just think, oh, well, I'm doing it. I'll just get a business coach. Well, what type of business coach?
Exactly.
What
Yeah,
type
maybe that's not exactly what you need.
exactly.
You already have an idea for a business.
Exactly.
Maybe you need to look for somebody to help you with sales strategy, with OBM, with other extension. And that's how you mentioned the whole team thing, how it's so
Yes.
important. We think we need what we really don't need. And
Right.
and you mentioned that a couple of minutes ago about how sometimes going to you and saying, well, you probably don't need like a full-on graphic designer right now. Maybe you need somebody to just help you with getting some things done to
Right.
generate more revenue, so that way you can get to that point, you can hire the right designer. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
it's working smart, not hard. You
Yeah.
take that whole
Yeah.
entity out. Let's
Smarter,
hop
not
over to
harder.
the chat real quick before we go to the next question. Good morning, Trees. What's up?
Good
Um,
morning.
we have another question. So, Sasha, how is your service different from other OBMs?
Well, I definitely I don't want to compare because
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing specifically with their
Mhm.
clients. I
Mhm.
know that what I do is when I work with somebody, I have to, that's why I think I connected with you from the beginning, because it's very important for me to feel something.
Yeah.
I can't, I would like to try to make it like it's, cut and dry and you're paying and I'm taking you on. You got the money.
Mhm.
Okay, whatever. You got the money. You can give me
Mhm.
drama. You can do whatever you want. No, I've actually had to cut ties with clients because
Yeah, I remember that.
it wasn't there. Like the
Mhm.
respect wasn't there. Like I'm
Mhm.
providing a service for you. I am not working for you. Does that
Exactly.
make sense?
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You work with, like what you're saying,
Yeah.
how your business is our business, but you work alongside with us. You're not
Yeah.
like an employee.
Yeah.
You're part of like the board. And I
Yes.
totally I get that part. I get that
Yeah.
part. Yes. Yes.
So with
It's
me,
a different conversation. It's a
it
different
is.
relationship. It's more
I,
of like you're on my side here,
yes, exactly. Your
and
view is
I
my.
like that you
I am
made that
investing
point.
in your view.
That just gave me chills, because that is so important
Mm-hmm.
for us as entrepreneurs to feel like we have not just a team, but somebody to sort of like, communicate with,
Right.
that's not in that, okay, this is my employee, this
Right.
is my
Right.
staff. Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally get that.
The
I'm glad you mentioned
let me give you an example of
that.
how I like to work. I have a
Yeah.
client right now, and everybody's dealing with the finance setback, I guess you can say. I have been blessed on our end that my husband is, because he's an essential worker. He's still working.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still working with clients, which is wonderful. I can't ask for anything more.
Yeah.
But my client, he didn't even have to come to me and ask me. The relationship that we've built, the trust and what I see his company and what I see the value he's providing for people on a service level, but on a personal level. If he came to me and told me that he needed to put his services on hold, and I'm not saying everybody has to do this, but I've been working with him for over a year. I would easily still work with him because I'm invested in his business.
That's right. That's a deep
He is,
level of
as he is.
partnership. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very important to me because, and it's not. I'm not going to lie and say, of course, I want him to succeed, because he succeeds, I get paid, obviously. But for me, I rather lose the client and the money than feel stressed or feel like I don't. Us being entrepreneurs, I don't care what anybody says. We choose who we work with.
Yes, we do.
So I get to make sure that the people that I'm working with, they don't have to have the same values on me 100%, but they got to have some values. I can't, I can't hear them talking about taking advantage of somebody. That's not my thing. So what I provide, coming from me personally, is a relationship. That's important.
Girl, you are hitting the nail. It's like, you believe in that. You believe in the company.
Right.
And that's the differentiation about you, that you just answered that question for Dr. Ray. What makes your services different from other OBMs is that you head on believe in the company that we're building, the dream, the mission, more than just saying, hey, I need you to stay a 3K client every single month. And what the top 3 reasons why people are buying today, especially what's going on in this pandemic, is 1, health and wellness. So if you're in the health and wellness industry, you're in a great space.
Right.
Safety, what you offer definitely provide, and trust.
Yes.
And that's huge. And that's why you're more of that partner versus that employee.
Right.
Because again, those of y'all who are entrepreneurs like me, you know how that feels. You know the difference between a partnership and somebody who works for you. And I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm loving this conversation. And just so you guys know, later on today, I believe at 7, Dr. Ray and I are going to be talking about gut health and biz. So make sure y'all tune in for that.
Can you hear me? I hear a screeching noise. Hold on. Oh, okay. There you go.
Okay, we good?
Yeah.
All right. I want to make sure you said, devil, don't do this. Call
that was
the
weird.
blood.
Yeah, I was trying to say.
Go ahead.
Eve was trying to prevent me from saying what I was trying to do.
Go ahead and say it. They still hear you.
Oh my goodness, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Hold on 1 second. Someone said no audio. Okay, now we're back.
Yeah. So the thing that I try to tell people is that I'm there on the ride with you. It's very important for me to, and obviously I will never care about their business more than they will.
Mm-hmm.
That's obvious. But at the same time, right, not today, Satan.
Not today, Satan.
Try me. But at the same time, I want to care about your business. I want to. I need to feel something, or else guess what? The time that needs to be put into it, it's not going to happen.
It's not, and you need more people on your side, the better. Because I'm in this room most of the day, and it's on purpose for the most part. Because when I get out there, other than taking care of my kids, it's like I'm listening to, oh my God, you heard what the governor said? We got this many deaths now, or we got this many. It's like, okay, I know. I realize what's going on, but I can't be in that space.
Yeah.
And people don't get that. I cannot stay in that space of what's all going on right now. I'm a huge faith girl, and I know that everything's going to work for the greater good, but not everybody thinks that way. So, we seclude ourselves, and in me secluding myself in here, yes, I talk to clients, I post a lot, I, connect with you and things like that. And it's just where I know my juju is, right?
And that's another thing that people have a misconception about is you have a partner in life. That's not your business partner.
Oh no.
That's not your they're not going to understand your dream. And not that they don't care about it, but my husband, I sometimes when I'm having conversations with him, he's listening, but I think I see him gloss.
They drift off. They drift off into like this other obits.
The moment where and I'm like, oh, okay. But if I talk to somebody else that's in a business mindset as like me, we're like, oh, that's exciting. Yes, let's make that happen. But he's being supportive and he's doing what he's supposed to do as my partner, but he's not my business partner.
He's not.
And my goal is to basically, I essentially get to be a business partner with the client.
Yes.
So it's a very gratifying.
Because we're in that level of creation. We're in that, and when we're staying in that space,
right?
It's such a great space to be in, where you're not in a funk or sad or thinking about, okay, what's going to happen tomorrow. Right. You're constantly creating. That's why I love it when you guys, as my clients, y'all reach out to me. I have clients like Dr. Ray, like yourself, Therese, y'all connect with me all the time, ask me questions, and I send like maybe 10 voice messages back to back. Because I sit there and I'm just like brain dumping along with you guys. And it's the space that I love to be in. And I rant a little bit, yes. But I don't have those conversations in my personal life, because that's not the level of relationship that we're in, So I like that. So let's go back to the chat real quick. And we're going to get into some common myths about OBM. Because I know what you guys are going to do after this. Those of y'all who are watching, you may go on Google. And you're going to look up OBM. Right. And you're going to look up a lot of more information about OBM. So we have 4 misconceptions that we're going to talk about in just a second.
Yeah.
That because I already did the research last night for you guys. You don't have to go anywhere else.
Right.
All right, so let's hop on over to chat. Hey Octavia, what's tea? All right, let me go up here. You guys are just blowing up the chat here. Tree said OBM is different than a VA. People sometimes get it mixed up. Absolutely.
Yep.
And I noticed some VAs, you are a VA, but you should be titled as an OBM. And you
know you're doing that work.
You're already doing it. You're already doing it. So you got to, for all y'all who are virtual assistants, I think y'all should have an opportunity where you sit down and do just what Sasha told me she did earlier, where I was telling Sasha, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, you gave me your price points. And I was like, girl, that's too low. Like,
yeah.
Okay, let's rethink it. And you actually got more bold with your pricing because you sat down and you assessed everything that you do. So I'm glad that you did that. Dr. Ray said OBM and VA are different. I've had OBM approach me, but they weren't offering what Sasha is. Absolutely, because
thank you.
I mean, do you see that a lot, Sasha, where you got people who are title themselves as OBMs, but they're not really OBMs? Like,
I think a lot of people are VAs and they're trying to step into it. It's hard. I'm going to tell you, I can't speak for everybody, but sometimes it's hard, and it's because they don't have have clarity on their own message.
Oh, yeah.
And I dealt with this myself. It's very hard to get your mindset out of being a VA and being the task, doer. It's very hard because you can do it.
Yeah.
You know that you can do it in 5 seconds. Why not do it? Well, it's that saying, well, I could do it better. I could do it faster. I'm just going to do it myself. It's the same exact thing. A VA does the work, is in the nitty gritty, is in it, busy work. Well, it is genuinely busy work.
That's right.
OBM is not, they're not thinking about what, sitting down and spending hours doing it. They're making sure that your vision is going to happen.
Ooh, girl.
If you honestly think about it, an OBM could be on the same level or work with. If you have a business coach, you need an OBM to be talking to your business coach.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because your business coach.
That's why you're talking to me. You've been in my ear like.
They need to talk to each other, because a business coach, a good business coach, is going to tell you, these are the opportunities that you have.
Yeah.
This is what I've seen people do. This is what I've seen people succeed in. But where, and this is not you at all. This is why I tell you all the time that I kind of wish you were my business coach before. We're not gonna get into that, but you know what I said.
I know, we talk all the time. I get it.
A lot of business coaches, they tell you what you need to do, but they don't tell you they don't break it down and how to do it. Now, it's okay to not tell people how to do something when you're just giving out information and you're trying to, get leads and things like that. That's fine. But if somebody's paying you thousands of dollars, you have to show them how to do it.
Yeah, you have to.
Right. And then you can't and what the business coach does, which is wonderful, is they tell them what has to be done, but then that's it. This is what you have to do.
Yeah.
Make sure bye. Now you're like, okay, well, what do I do now? Well, now you talk to Sasha, because now we're going to take all that stuff that you're trying to do, those goals, and we're going to break that sucker down like to the stupidest task that you think is not important, and we're going to tell you that's important.
Yeah, and then that's the main thing. Be the main thing, and it's I really don't. I always say I don't like that title for myself, business coach. I always say, okay, I'm a sales strategist. I like that because it's like I am. And what I do, I have to be patient to the process. Everyone's process is like vastly different, and I play that devil advocate from time to time, because a lot of us think that what's important is I'm like, that's not important right now. Maybe we to first change your behaviors or change your mindset. I have clients that, we get on calls together and I'm just listening. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot going on right now. I'm just listening, praying for them and things like that. Because everybody has a different process, and I'm the reason why I go more on the behavioral side, because I'm a firm believer that if you change your behaviors, you change your world. And every situation I've ever gotten into, the way I got out of it or got through it is I changed my behavior. Everyone else thinks in reverse. Let me mindset. And that's why a lot of people are in life coaching programs or therapy programs forever, because they're waiting for their mind to change. And I'm like, hello, why don't you just change your actions?
Right.
Change. And that's the frustrating piece of people can't transition that easy. So that's why, I always intertwine with people like that, because it's like, it's a perspective piece. And I'm glad that you mentioned that, I really do. Dr. Ray said the right OBM is a partner, not a pawn. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. All right, let me scale through. All right, let's hop on to the next question, guys. Next question. You're good, Sasha?
Yep.
Awesome. So let's get into some common myths. We got 4 common myths about OBM, because just like I mentioned, many of you guys, you're going to do exactly what I said before. You're going to go on Google and you're going to type in OBM, and you're going to see all this information about OBM. And last night I looked up some of this stuff, so I've basically answered probably many of the questions you guys.
Some of the important ones.
Yeah, the main important ones. So let's jump right on into it. You ready, Sasha?
Yep.
Awesome. So the first misconception about OBM can be group focused. True or false, and why?
No, it's not true, because we're not a coach. And 2, like I said before, we work for the company, not for the client per se.
Right.
And I mean, group focus. No, we're trying to make your business organized. It's too many to have too many people. That's not realistic.
It's not.
You're not going to be able to take care of everybody at the same time. You can have multiple clients, but not in a group.
Yes.
That's different. Everybody's different. Everybody's business is different.
It is. It's very different. And it's like, then you fall into that confidentiality piece where, as a lot of us who are entrepreneurs, you may end up working with people who are in the same specific industry. Yeah. And, I always say, and Dr. Ray and I had this conversation the other day, that people don't mean to try to dibble and dab in your idea, but it happens. I mean, everyone's trying to make money, and you always want to think people have the best intentions, but they don't. Mm-hmm. And that individualized attention is so important to us entrepreneurs. We're somewhat selfish at times. We are. I don't want to be on a group call with my OBM.
Most entrepreneurs are very like me.
Yeah, and that's why you mentioned that, business coaches are different from OBMs. A lot of business coaches wants to say, well, I'm an OBM. I'm going to teach you your infrastructure and things like that. You can't do that in a group setting. I had a business coach that was like that in the past, where that was something that she offered, and she had about 60 people on a Zoom. And it's like, you try to ask a question and you feel like, jump on top of you when you ask a question. And it's just like, wait a second here. And it's disheartening. But again, it's like OBM is individualized. It is.
Yeah.
It definitely is. Yeah.
You can't have too many clients also, because having too many clients, the role we play in a business, having too many clients is like having too many, pokers in the fire kind of thing.
Exactly. And all the plans, everybody on anything. Yeah. And it can't, and then what happens is you're not going to be positioned in a box, because your business is unique. So if you want to evolve and step outside of what you're doing, what's wrong with a lot of branding coaches and business coaches, they want to fit you into a box. And then when you say, well, yeah, I'm a coach, but I also like makeup, and I'm thinking about starting my own eyeshadow line. And they're like, well, that doesn't fall under your brand. You're like, wait a minute, I am the brand.
I was told that.
Okay, I am the face of the company. And if I want to do gardening and offer some products and do all this stuff, then that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? The OBM helps you piece all that together, so you have that individual, and that's why your price structure is different. What you do, it can be way even more expensive than most business coaches out there, because it's individualized.
Right. Exactly. And I thought about that actually too. That was an issue that I had within myself. I paid for a business coach, and I'm like, I'm over here charging what they charge in a year for less time. And you know why? Because I spend more time with them. The business becomes very important to me, and it becomes, like one of my babies. I'm helping them grow. We're like co-parenting their company. So it's very important. And I'm not just telling them what they need to do. I'm in there like making sure that their team is now, I have their best. I'm their advocate. That's the way to put it. I am the business's advocate. and making sure that everybody that is getting paid out of the business is doing what they're supposed to be doing.
That's it. They're doing what they're supposed to do. And then what happens is on my end, the feelings and the emotions are off the table.
Yes.
This is business.
Right.
This is business. This is what needs to get done. If you're not going to do it, then, let's give you a less responsibility or just part ways. And there's no sense of animosity there. There's no sense of animosity. Yeah. There's no, and that's what it is. A lot of us as entrepreneurs, we evolve our emotions into a lot of these relationships, these partnerships, and it could make things very, very sticky, So that's definitely a false statement. OBM is individualized. So the next common myth is OBM is mainly performance management. True or false, and why?
False. We do way more than just performance, sales, marketing. That's in there, but the sections that we follow is team management, metric management. We're making sure sales are running properly, and we're not even. If you have a salesperson, that salesperson is in charge of sales. We're making sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing to make the sales happen. So it can't just be performance, mainly performance, because they could be working and they could be bringing in. Remember, I told you, if you have 100 people come in, are you able to take care of those 100 people? They could be out there doing what they're supposed to be doing and getting people, getting leads, doing everything. But what are you going to do when they come in? What are you going to do when you actually get them? So the performance is important. It is important. Obviously, you're trying to scale. That's obviously, but if the systems and the structure and all that stuff in the operation is not in place, I don't care how well you perform, you're going to fail.
Exactly. You are.
It can't be just on. I mean, it is very important. That's the goal. But if you don't have that piece that people tend to think is not important in the background, there's only so far that your performance is going to take you, because you're going to scale, you're going to do what you're trying to do, and then you're going to burn out.
And you definitely don't want that. And that falls in line with the fact that performance, is not all about that. It's the infrastructure, the whole looking outside in. That's so important. So you answered that question very, very well. So here's the next misconception. OBM is a one size fits all. True or false, and why?
False, because it's kind of what we just talked about. That would be so lame to have a cookie cutter. So we have the cookie cutter systems that your company needs. There are certain systems that you need. Everybody needs marketing. Everybody needs sales. Everybody needs growth. Everybody needs communication. Obviously those are the main things you need. Now, I'm not going to give one client the same program that works best for this client, for that client, if it doesn't work for them. I'm not going to give this client over here that's a life coach the same thing I'm giving somebody over here that's creating courses or providing a service. It doesn't make any sense. So that's what works for this person is not going to work for this person.
It doesn't. And you may have two of the same people in the same industry, maybe like the top industry right now is health and wellness, right? So if you're offering services and products in that industry, you're great, right? But it's like, I have people in fitness, like Artavia, she's on here. She's more product indie of it, where she has her own weight trainers. And then I have other people who are more of like, well, I want to just get them to try to, meal prep. And I have a gentleman that's a trainer. He's one of my private clients, and he really wants to do the whole meal planning side of it all. So it's the same industry, but it's that particular person. That's why when you mentioned early on that you're on the side of us as entrepreneurs, is really what type of business we want to build. Because not everybody in the same lane wants to do the same thing. Right. And that's what I was talking about. Those of y'all who are confused about what I mean by cookie cutter, when you get involved with a business coach, they would design everything about, well, if you're in health and wellness, and you need to have a coaching program, a private coaching program, a group coaching program, everything. You may be like, no, I don't want to do that. I just want to teach people how to make meals, because there's so many obese people. My mom was watching this show the other day, and I was like, I don't know, we should move down south. There's so many big people. It's like this guy had two hot dogs with hash browns and scrambled eggs on top. And I'm like, I was
getting it. Huh? On the hot dog?
Yeah. And it was $5. You can't get that price in New York. I'm like,
of course, it's only $5.
it's for two. You go to Nathan's. I don't know if you go to Nathan's out here, you probably gonna spend maybe $15 for that particular meal, you know. But you know, I don't know why I went off this tangent on that, but it's like it's they see that and they're like, well, I'm gonna teach people how to make healthier meals. And then, like I said, I have another client who's more into the whole waist trainers part while you're working out. You know, let's shape it out.
Same
so that's on the OBM side is like you said, the individualized attention is not one size fits all. It's like, no, it's absolutely not. And yes, eventually
if they tell you that, they're not, no.
Yeah, eventually you evolve into other things, but what is the main thing you want to focus on today? And let's make sure the team that you have built around that are also into tapping into your goal and your belief and your mission and all that stuff. That's huge. That's huge. That's huge. Okay, so the last myth is OBM is set it and forget it. True or false, and why?
It's false. A lot of people like to think it is like that. But because that's kind of, and I hate to keep comparing, but that's kind of how a business coach is. A lot of business coaches, you work with them for a certain time and then you move on. Which obviously you can not work with an OBM if you want, but the whole purpose of an OBM is to run your team. If you still have a team and you're still scaling, you still need the OBM.
You still need them, yeah.
Like if you get rid of the OBM, guess who's now taking care of all the managing of the team? Guess who's now making sure reports are done? Guess who's making sure all that everything is on the up and up and procedures are being updated as your business changes? You're doing it. So that the program that I not the program but the product that I created recently to kind of take that extensive work away, where I work with people for a couple sessions, we basically brain dump, we come up with a business plan. I would like to say that that's a set it and forget it, but my personal who I am, I know that's not going to be the case.
No, it's not.
Because I'm going to put just as much time into it that they're putting into it, and I'm going to want to see it, actually flourish. So I don't care. Yeah, their thing is going to end. They're going to pay. They're going to get their service that they paid for. But even that, I'm going to still check on them. Hey, are you doing the plan? Because I'm going to still have the plan on my computer. I'm still going to be able to do it. And anybody that is a good fit for you, they should care. I'm not saying I'm going to spend all my days, fawning over your business, but I'm going to be checking on you to make sure that the time we put in is actually for a reason. It's actually for a purpose. So it can certain services can turn into a set it and forget it, but they shouldn't. They just shouldn't. Why would not in my field at least?
Yeah, that's kind of hard to do, to think of it as that way, because at some point certain things in your business is going to, if you're really looking at designing your business like a company, that's why I always tell people, like, think of your business as a company, not just as just a brand. It's like, this is my company. And it's like, if you have a team of VAs and the OBM is saying, well, they're not having a lot of work to do, well, maybe there haven't been a lot of new clients coming in, or then you got to look at the sales side and the marketing side and say, okay, let's go really heavy on making sure they're doing what they're doing, so that way more work can be trickled down to the VAs that you're still paying for. I mean, it's not like, a lot of these services, they have monthly subscriptions. So you're continuously putting money, and then there's hours. Some VAs don't roll over hours. You got some that do. But again, you want to make sure that everything is working efficiently. So again, it's not, and that's why I'm glad you made that point, that you will always have an OBM, because again, there's certain, it's like that lever, okay, certain things are leaning over on this side, let's make sure things stay leveled. Everything has to stay leveled. That's very, very important.
Right. Yeah. So it's very a lot of people that have teams or that are thinking about building teams, they look at certain people that they're bringing on as like a temporary expense. But
yes,
that's not the case. That is just it's just not. And it's hard. It's hard to think like that sometimes because you're thinking, if you're thinking of just the finance and you're thinking of the money only, and you're not actually paying attention to the value that you're getting from having an OBM or having a VA or having a team or anything like that, somebody in your corner. If you're not thinking of the actual value, or if they're not telling you the value of it, you're gonna be like, oh, I gotta cut ties. I'm gonna cut ties here at the top. Guess what? You're gonna cut ties at the top, and then now you're gonna push yourself back even further because now you're having to take on everything that OBM was taking on, and to make sure that your business stays afloat. Even
that's true. That's very true.
And it's not so much as like, okay, you have to keep me or your business is gonna fail because your business was working before you hired an OBM. But you're gonna stop scaling. I can tell you that.
Exactly. Yeah. And what I'm seeing a lot. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
You're gonna stay where you're at. You're not gonna scale. This is how I was told. Even if you're not gonna do this, you have to build your company like if one day you're gonna sell it.
Yeah, like it's Fortune 5. Oh, girl, say that again.
Yeah, you have to build your company, your little company that you have now. You have to look at the end result and build it like if one day you're gonna sell it to somebody else. They're not going to buy it if they say, hey, well, how do you process payments? I use PayPal. Well, what do you do? I just send them a PayPal invoice and then I get paid. Okay, how do you track your money? I just look at it. They're going to be like, what? No. I don't want no part of your company. If you want financing in the future and you don't have the finance part of your business situated, if your business is a hot mess, they're not gonna give you financing. Some people that you're gonna hire, they're gonna say, well, who do you have on your team? Some people only want to work with people that have a team.
Exactly. Yeah, because it's easier for them. Yeah.
Time for them. We need to know that you're gonna be there. Entrepreneurs, when we hire somebody, we expect that person, and it's everybody. We expect you work, that mindset. I need you to do what I paid you to do. That's just how it is. You can't be rude about it, but that's how it is.
And then going into the side of how people think, well, let me get a bookkeeper, let me get this. Right. But if you're not really seeing what's coming in and what are you automizing, OBM can actually help you with that. Not so much you do the bookkeeping side too, right? Am I right or wrong?
We set up processes.
We set up processes. And that's important because a lot of these taxpayers want to see that. You know what I'm saying? That actually can cut on a lot of the costs that you pay that particular preparer. You know what I'm saying?
I need their money right so we can continue to get paid.
Exactly. Exactly.
I need your money right.
Because it's like you could say you make this much, but you're also not looking at well, I pay my team, I pay for services for my email automation. It's like it's organization. You got to be organized in business.
Like, why do you have that service? You don't need it. It's like, why do you have that service? You don't need it. You need this over here, but you're paying for all that little things over there and you're not even using them.
Exactly.
Like, so there's a lot to being an OBM, and I'm actually trying to create a package. I have a client who is a finance person, and he kicks people's finances in the butt, like big time. He gets them straight. And I'm like, one day I need to create my program to where you are included or an option.
Yes.
All of these business owners, I've actually spoken to somebody who I was like, I don't know if you need a finance person. And I'm thinking to myself, why are you asking her? You see her out there. She's doing so much. And you know what she told me? She goes, I have revenue, but I don't know what my money's doing. She goes, I can't tell you my numbers. I know there's money in there. I know that my bills get paid. But if somebody came to me and say, well, how much did you make this month? I don't know.
You don't know?
And I was like, yeah, right. And she goes, no, I have no idea. Wait a minute. So you make money and you don't know what your money is doing?
But maybe tracking is just not her zone of genius. And I think that's what's awesome about you is that you allowed us to work in what is our zone of genius. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So for me, for me, it's marketing, it's live streaming, it's conversion, and for some everything else is like that's not my lane. I get it.
I do what I do. I don't know anything about that, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm over here making judgments for her, and she don't even know. And it's not a bad thing. She's in her lane.
No, it's not.
She's in her life, and I'm like, okay, yep. I need to help. I need to help big time because I could see I have the gift that was given to me. My gift that was given to me was to be able to evaluate stuff. I'm very good at reading people. So I can sit back and tell you that's not going to work. Your that type of behavior is not going to help your end result. That and it's easy for me because I'm invested in the company, but I'm invested in the company and I'm not invested so much into your personal feelings.
That's true. And that's a good position.
But I'm thinking of the company's best interest. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm there to put in a nutshell, I'm the company's advocate. Like, and that's very important. You need somebody in your corner. And I'm sorry, but we don't have money to pay a COO hundreds of thousands of dollars every year. So when people think about my fee, think about what it actually costs to have a business partner, a COO for your company. It's $300,000 minimum a year that you're going to be paying a COO to actually care about your company and be there.
Finding the right one, absolutely, yeah, girl.
So, and then you got me, who I'm just because I like people and I've taken my like for people and reading people and wanting to help people in my organization, and I put it all into one thing, and it turns out it's an OBM.
That's it. And it's one collaborative thing. And oh God, I loved this conversation so much. I really, really did. So Sasha, thank you so much for joining me on the show. We definitely covered all corners of what it is that you do. Guys, I promise I will have Sasha back on. So if you guys happen to have any, I think Dr. Ray, yes, we're going to get into that just now. Why don't we jump on in, because someone asked a question about. So Dr. Ray asks, how do we get in contact with Sasha?
Well, you can definitely go to my website. I actually have a website. It's sashafigueroa.com, and you can set up a discovery call with me. There's going to be some questions there to see if you're really ready to have an OBM or not. So that way we can save me time, save you time, not waste anybody's time. And we can actually set up a conversation to talk about my program, the strategy sessions that I have set up, to see if that's good for you. All of that's on the website, sashafigueroa.com. Or you can reach me through social media. I'm very I'm on social media all the time. I have to set time limits for myself.
Same here.
But I'm there. So if you message me, just Sasha Figueroa. There's quite a bit of Sasha Figueroa. So if you look me up through the company Figueroa Virtual Services, it'll connect you directly to me.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely make sure you guys connect with her. That's super important. Yeah, this was definitely a great conversation. So again, Sasha, I so appreciate you joining me for the show. I will definitely have you on again. I want to definitely build this awareness, especially now, since people are starting to, spin in a sense of panic instead of saying, okay, let me reevaluate first. I want to make sure for the next situation, recession, whatever that comes up in the future, because there will be lots of things that comes up in our future that's going to dramatically affect our businesses, that you guys your structure, your infrastructure is on point. Okay. And that even though the economy goes up and down, you're not going to feel it. And it's all about, putting that on that armor of the Lord. And that's what is so important, is that you get all these daggers thrown at you, but you don't feel it. And that's huge. That's true. So thank you so much. Yeah, very important. So thank you so much, Sasha, for hopping on. I can't say thank you enough. I appreciate the fact that you were here. Dr. Ray said great information. You guys are loving this. I will be back on at 7 p.m. Eastern with, I'm going to have Dr. Ray hop on again on the show. And again, we're going to talk about gut health, and she has also something coming up soon. And make sure y'all connect and have a conversation with Sasha as quickly and as soon as possible. All right. So thank y'all for hopping on. As always, don't forget to get out there and dominate, because it's time to design a life that you, in fact, deserve. Till next time. Bye.